grass. The fruits of my labor enable the gas, and I'm chambered to make them vain in a mass laid in the bag. But I ain't the same what I had. I'm a snake in the grass. The fruits of my labor enable the gas, and I'm.
Let's go. What's going on, DSG? It's your boy Darrnell Bradley back at y'all another video. Today we got Casual Geographic, every bear and its chances of retiring you from life. I feel like there's definitely high chances of a bear retiring you from life if you happen to come across one in the woods versus a man. But we're here. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media. We in this without any further ado. 3, 2, 1, click.
It's scientifically proven that one of the best ways to see how a guy's mind works, to really see what type of person you're dealing with, ask one question. What's the biggest animal you can beat in a fight? You ask that and you'll learn a whole lot in a short time. And in 2021, British firm YouGov did a survey. There's a lot to unpack here, but
6% of Americans think they could beat a grizzly bear. That is crazy. Sick. Lion, elephant, gorilla, crocodile, wolf, kangaroo, cobra. Okay, king cobra, chimpanzee, large dog. Okay, eagle. Yeah, dog, goose, house cat. Okay, everything up to cobra. Everything up to cobra. Yeah. I'll see you on that. But everything kangaroo and down, you missed me, bruh.
mostly the 6% of Americans that think they could handle a grizzly without getting their existence abolished.
3, 2, 1, go!
And that's how long it would take. Bears are inevitable enough to be one of the few animals I have a one-shot rule against. As in, if they're coming at me full force and I have one shot in the chamber, I'm using it to self-medicate my exit off the mortal coil. I might not survive.
That boy said, yo. If I had a bullet and that motherfucker was hitting me, that girl would, I'd love to say that, like, yeah, nah, I'd have to take myself up. But boy, I swear to God, I'm gonna try to put one in your head, bear. I'm gonna try. I know I'm gonna try.
A hippo attack, but I'm for sure not surviving my reaction to one. I'll same day ship myself to the Lord's door before I let a chimp handle me, and I'll self-subtract with the quickness before a bear makes me part of its business. Bears are the most conceptually inconsiderate creatures in nature. Basically a giant unhinged dog with every possible
that is like a lot. That thing is alive while that's happening. That is
self-subtract with the quickness before a bear makes me part of its business. Bears are the most conceptually inconsiderate creatures in nature. Basically a giant unhinged dog with every possible attribute maxed. Think about it. Nature dropped an apex, all-terrain CrossFit predator that can out everything you and just let the rest of the population deal with it. But what's the most dangerous bear actually? Well, today we're going to be talking about every breed of bear and its chances of putting you on a shirt. Each bear will get a Merc rating. Merc standing for might eviscerate, ravage, or just cancel you. Yeah, that's definitely the K word that was supposed to be there. And as always, each rating will be in my very biased opinion. But yeah, call me Joe Rogan or a grinder gladiator. Either way, we are going down the bear hole. Starting with the sun bear, named after the thing he spent way too long looking at. Those eyes stared at the void and the void blinked first. And yes, they're built like they barely qualify to be here. Looks like a bear with crippling social anxiety that got told to act natural. They were recently involved in a controversy in China. The controversy was nobody believed that wasn't a man in costume. To be fair, they're easily the least coated Ursus out there. They're the smallest in the world at no heavier than a $140. And be honest, how long would it take for you to guess that foot was attached to a grizzly's cousin? Those bare feet help them climb trees, and some bears are the most tree climbing of them all. But how dangerous is this identity crisis? No! Well, they're shy, reclusive.
That thing can strangle you with its tongue while it eats you.
And mostly eat fruits and plants. They're also trigger happy, nearly blind, and they share real estate with tigers. Sun bears are known to attack people when caught off guard, and their poor eyesight means they can easily get jump scared by humans. They also have one of the strongest bite forces relative to body size of any bear, but probably only because they use teeth to rip the strongest bite forces relative
the same bite size teeth as a oh damn
to body size of any bear, but probably only because they use teeth to rip through tree bark. There was even one case where a sun bear tiger showdown ended up with both of them becoming past tense. So what could they do to a human? Well, from 2000 to 2010 there were 33 sun bear attacks on humans, with the most common injuries being facial. But all the attacks were accidental encounters where the sun bears would probably argue self-defense. And to my knowledge, there are no recorded cases of a sun bear killing a person. So with no body count and being the smallest, but also being neurotic enough to be a threat, I'll give the sun bear a Merc rating of 5. Next you have the Andean, also known as the spectacled bear. For obvious reasons. On paper, he's the biggest land predator in that part of South America. Only technically, because only 5% of Four Eyes' diet is meat. Like the sun bear, they're only really a jihad to fruits and plants. Also like the sun bear, the walking spectacle is very tree climbing, and they'll even build their version of a tree house to sleep in. To be fair, you don't really have a choice when your hall monitor's a jaguar. But don't think Buddy's sweet because he got glasses. They've been known to take out llamas, cows, and even tapirs twice their size. But how dangerous are they to people? Well, in 2004, an Andean bear escaped from a Berlin zoo and made a beeline for the children's area. What followed was one of the most gruesome displays ever caught on camera. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, the spectacled bear only has one.
I was like, ain't no way he about to do that, bruh. Ain't no way. Even blurred images with children. No way.
One human body on his record. And technically it was a hunter who shot the bear out of a tree only for the bear to land on him. I'm sorry, but if you fail physics that hard, you deserve to get packed up by Paddington. And yes, Paddington was indeed a spectacle. Spectacles are also the closest living relative of, the short-faced bear. Oh, the duality. But considering the only casualty was more the slapstick than a homicidal bear, I give the spectacled beast a Merc rating of 2. And now we're at the panda portion, which—
Dang, how he get a lower rating than the other one? The other, at least, I mean, yeah, it was slapstick, but he still caught a body. The other one, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Might confuse some, since there's a genuine corner of the internet that'll tell you that pandas aren't actually bears. They'll sooner believe China has an obese biracial gerbil waddling around.
Wow.
To be fair, being a bear but identifying as a bamboo processing plant is a questionable life choice. But one, bamboo is so protein-packed that Ursus Oreo actually ends up getting just as much as wolves and feral cats. And two, binging bamboo all day means pandas actually have one of the strongest bite forces of any land mammal. Wild pandas usually avoid people, and there's currently no record of a plus-size eyeshadow cotton ball killing a human. But pandas will 100% lash out if they think you deserve it, often with life-altering consequences. Nobody demonstrated panda potential more than straight at the Beijing Zoo, a young panda named Gugu. In 2006, a drunk dude climbed into the enclosure to give Gugu a hug, and Gugu gave him an attitude adjustment with his teeth. After several minutes of biting each other, yes, Drunky bit the bear. They were eventually—
What the fuck else are you gonna do for real? I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Like, everybody got that in them. Like, whatever something or somebody does to you, you want to do it to that thing. How many times have you ran into, like, a door or stubbed your toe on something and punched the shit out of it, knowing ain't this shit gonna happen? It's an inanimate object. There's no reason to do that. But it's just in you. So, like, if you are bit and you're not dead and you're trying to get away, yeah, I'm gonna bite the fuck back. You know, I'm gonna get that ear or something, but
separated with a fire hose. In 2007, a teenager tried Gugu and got chunks ripped out of his legs to the point where bones were showing. And in 2009, a father climbed over a barrier to retrieve a toy his son dropped. His reward was his leg caught in Gugu's vice grip jaws that keepers literally had to pry open. I really think if pandas didn't wear the makeup, y'all would not be trying them like this. The worst part about getting mauled by something so goofy is it probably takes a long time for bystanders to realize you're in trouble. They're the epitome of, I'm not a killer, but don't push me, and for that, they get a Merc rating of 4. Really, you get flatlined by a panda, you probably deserved it. Now we got the black bear, aka the fight back part of the rhyme. Which is kinda true, black bears are more likely to run away than run a fade. And after seeing them climb trees, thank the natural order for that. Although they probably only learned that from dealing with another bear down the list. Black bears are high-key champion generalists. They're smart enough and adaptable enough to live almost anywhere in America. Also, they're not always black, but that's besides the point. Moonlighting as a giant raccoon means they run into people more than the average bear, and if you look at the numbers, they might not be as harmless as the nursery rhyme suggests. Since 1784, there have been 66 times where a black bear and a human resulted in one less human. Pretty low, but there's more. There's just under 12 black bear conflicts a year. 52% are typically defensive, 33% were food motivated, and 15% were predatory. That number is interesting because that's actually higher than what you would see in brown bears. Folks now believe there's a slow but very real rise in predatory male black bears murking people. In fact, the first ever fatal black bear attack in California just happened last month. Male blacks, but black bears that is, they have a wider range, which means a desperate down bad male is more likely to try his luck on a hiker. The last stat I have is 88% of black—
See, and that's the thing, like, growing up, I grew up hiking and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I ain't never ran into nothing like that, and I have no idea. You know, fix my chair. I have no idea what would be going on, you know what I'm saying, in my head besides run, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. I know you're supposed to. I know with certain bears you're supposed to do other shit like play dead or get loud and act big. And they said, I don't know who them's is. I don't know which bear requires what response. So, like, I wouldn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd just be fucked. I would hope I had a weapon of some kind. Something. You know what I'm saying? That's not me sitting up here saying, oh, yeah, I could take a bear. It's just in a situation where I have no choice. I got to do what I can. You feel me?
Black bear assisted census subtractions were predatory, and 92% of those predatory pastimes were done by males. But when I say slow runs, we are still talking
like the accident ones you can get away from. But if that motherfucker really coming at you because he hungry, oh, hell no.
One person getting clapped a year. Also, apparently none of those casualties carried pepper spray, so if you do that, hike in groups and put food and garbage away, you probably won't get cooked by Smokey. In fact, the majority of black bear encounters end like a Mormon liaison, where neither side gets touched. So, they're flight over fight and statistically harmless, but they live in close proximity with people and are technically more likely to see you as free pizza than grizzlies. So I'll give them a 6.5.
0.5.
6, final answer. Not unlike their Asian cousins, and disclaimer, we're getting into the legitimately dangerous territory. The Asiatic black bear, also called the moon bear, is the first honest threat to human way of life. They're way more on sight than American black bears, and for that matter, even Eurasian brown bears. To be fair, neither of them have to deal with a certain big cat. Like most bears, they're most dangerous when people run into them and the bear feels cornered, and for that reason, attacks are on the rise. From April 2023 to just November, 212 people caught the wrong end of Asiatic aggression from a black bear. 6 died, and food scarcity means those numbers are probably going up. In fact, that's why they're a problem in Japan. You see, in Japan, there's a shift with young people leaving the countryside to go make bread in the big city, and food-feeding bears moving into the now less crowded human neighborhoods. Now, it's never been easier to find problems with an Asian bear, and from 2000 to 2020, 2,357 black bear attacks have been recorded. 42.4% suffered severe injury.
It's time to go out, pack them up, bruh. Sorry, I can't be prey. I can't be food. I won't do it.
1.2% ended up with permanent disability, and 4.8% lost the ability to exist. They're dead, and over 20% of those attacks happened in August, i.e. right around the time they're getting ready to hibernate. There was even a case earlier this year where a man had to negotiate his arm with a Swiss knife after the Asian variety refused to let him go. Since this is the first bear that is a somewhat regular threat to people, I'm gonna give the Asiatic black bear a 7.5. Although with the whole bear bile farming thing, we probably had it coming. And now we get to my honest inspiration for this video.
What the fuck is
the
that?
Brown bear.
Oh, brown bear.
But honestly, first I'm gonna clear something up. The grizzly bear is a subspecies of the brown bear, kind of like how the Arctic wolf is an offshoot of the gray guy. The grizzly is basically a landlocked brown bear. They're further inland, and their grocery list is a lot shorter, which is why, even though they're the most famous, grizzlies aren't even the biggest bears brown and around. They're smaller than the Kamchatka bear dwarfs grizzlies, mostly because of the fresh supply of salmon they get from shacking up on the Kamchatka Peninsula, which actually has the highest density of brown bears on the planet. There's like 20,000 of them there. And of course, what y'all know about the Kodiak?
Then that's their home. That's their home. We have no business being anywhere near around there. You want to fly your drones and shit and get footage or whatever, mind your business. Mind your business. You don't need to see what they doing. They living their life. That's what they doing. You go ahead and you won't be living yours. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's it.
Kodiak bear. Named after the Kodiak Islands nature was forced to vault it on. They can outweigh a grizzly by almost 500 pounds, and that's purely off the pescatarian. That is a whole mountain of a bear. Grizzly bears are smaller, but the higher competition and being gate-kept from coastal calories makes them that much more aggressive. Which makes them, and I don't like to curse that much, my mom watches me, but that is a fucking problem. They're like a predatory Thanos. Your demise is inevitable if they greenlight it. They have jaws that can crush a bowling ball. Pause that mean. You're a high five.
Jaws that can crush a bowling ball? A bowling ball? Fuck you. No, none of that. Sorry, not in my general vicinity.
Away from balling like Emmanuel Hansel. I've seen them punk entire wolf packs out of food, and they might be the only thing alive that can choke slam a moose. There's only one video that truly encapsulates how fornicated you are if a grizzly chases you. Well, other than this. Here you have a grizzly running, and way, wow, we're still going. Oh, right there. That's the caribou he's after. Keep in mind, this is the 30-second mark of the video. About 4 minutes was all it took for the seed of Santa to get packed up like a Christmas present and turned into part of the past. But how dangerous are brown bears actually? Since
that boy says, seeing food and it's go time. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I can't have nothing looking at me like that. Like, if you, I can't have nothing looking at me so intently that ain't in love. You feel me? I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I want a grizzly bear to be in love with a motherfucker, but I guarantee you'd want a grizzly bear to love you versus want to eat your ass. That's it. That's all I'm saying. You know, and I can't have anything looking at me with that kind of pursuit that sees me as food. That's just too much, bro.
1784, there have been only 82 fatal brown bear conflicts in North America. Yellowstone surprisingly only has 8. From 2000 to 2015, there were a recorded 664 brown bear attacks around the world, with 95 flatlines. Of these attacks, 17% involved someone with a dog, 10% were after a bear got shot or trapped, aka the person had it coming, 20% were sudden encounters, and an overwhelming 47% involved a female with a cub, proving that the only thing more dangerous than the bear,
boom, a child. No.
But really, numbers say there's only 11 brown bear attacks in North America a year, 40 if we're talking worldwide. In fact, the chances of getting murked by a brown bear in Yellowstone are 1 in 2.1 million.
And you fuck around and be that one because you see this number. You be like, oh, it's 1 in 2.1 million. I'm gonna go out there and have me a good old time.
I do think bears suffer a lot from shark syndrome, where the attacks might not happen often, but when they do, they're usually graphic enough to go international. At the same time, the worst case scenario scares me more than death itself, so brown bears, specifically grizzly bears, get a Merc rating of 8. Make that an 8.5. If you know, you know. Now, the sloth bear is a great example of something I always say. You have to convince a predator you're worth the effort, where prey will off you before you get the chance. Most bears see humans as a fellow predator. The problem is, here you got one that spends most of its life as prey. Sloth bears got tiger trauma in their bloodline. They also get plenty of smoke from leopards, problems from dhole packs.
That motherfucker yoked up on him, bro. Hold up.
Trauma in their bloodline.
Look at that.
They also get plenty of smoke.
Yo, what's good, fam? Square up then. You like that? You in the wrong part of these woods, my nigga. You see that boy yoked up straight up like, what's good, homie? You don't want this problem.
From dhole packs. And somehow the same elephants and rhinos that are chill-ish around tigers have zero tolerance for the baloos of the world. Add it all up, you get a floppy-faced termite eater that's also one of the most violently aggressive animals on the planet. You basically have a giant honey badger with attitude and all the tools to follow through. It's prey trauma with predatory hardware. They don't really know how to kill, they just inflict as much
prey trauma with predatory hardware. That is crazy.
Pain as physically possible.
That is something, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Something that is born instinctually to be a predator, to be seen as prey by something else. And if it lived anywhere else type shit, it wouldn't really have any natural predators. So yeah, I could see its disconnect.
That's why many sloth bear victims end up with their faces torn off, since that's their go-to move against tigers. A trauma bear with chimpanzee tendencies means they get a Merc rating of 9.
Like I said, you think you cute? Guess again.
There's no good record of sloth bear attacks on people, but it's the fact that they live on top of and kill more people than other bears that outnumber them. This is technically the most dangerous bear per capita. And it's the one named after a sloth. In fact, one sloth bear was called the man-eater of Mysore after he killed 12 people and severely mauled another 24. In his defense, something like that's pretty rare, and it's believed the bear was injured by people first and then went on a rampage. Not like the last bear, which is one of the few animals to see humans as prey. I'ma kill the suspense right now. The polar bear's a 10. From 1870 to...
I'ma kill the suspense right now. The polar bear's a 10. Yeah, I mean, like, he's already talked about the polar bear in other videos. Like, these motherfuckers is different, cannibalistic, and their food source is scarce because of where they live. So like, if they see that shit, they gonna go get that shit because they don't know where the next meal gonna be, bruh.
2014, only 20 people have been killed by polar bears out of 73 attacks, but it's the frequency that's scary. What do I mean? Well, over 60% of attacks happened between 1960 and 2009. 20% happened from 2010 to 2014. That means in this study, 20% of all polar bear attacks happened in less than 3% of the time, and that less than 3% was in the last 4 years. The polar bear is the only bear that classifies as a hyper-carnivore, and they'll try anything from walruses to reindeer, and they'll even body a beluga whale. As you know, polar bears are one of the rare animals that'll actively hunt people. It's true what they say. If you see a polar bear in the wild, your expiration date's already stamped. They can smell a seal from almost 20 miles away, so you know when ice bear pulls up, it's no mistake. The Arctic op is such a threat. In Churchill, Manitoba, it's common courtesy to leave car doors unlocked in case someone needs a 4-wheeled panic room from a polar bear. The same place, by the way, that has the Churchill Polar Bear Detention Center. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an air-conditioned temporary holding cell for polar bears that get way too comfortable around people. No other bear is more of a certified homicide once you make eye contact. But they wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for receding sea ice basically stranding a marine mammal on land. And like with black bears, it's a starving, desperate rogue males that are most likely to turn a human into a hashtag. And that's kind of the thing, every bear on this list would easily put humans at a 10. Like I said, Asiatic black bears are the most common victims of bear bile farms. Sloth bears are often kept as dancing tourist traps, which involves brutal maimings and shoving a rope through their nose. Literally.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's fucking horrible. Yeah, nah, them motherfuckers got it coming. If you doing this shit to any kind of animal, you got it coming. I don't give a look, I told y'all before, I got a soft spot for animals, period. Like, I could never bear, like, watching an animal get hurt by malicious-ass people. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, that animal is trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to self-defense. Don't get me wrong. Like, any kind of animal, I'll punt the goddamn dog if it's coming at me crazy. But in a general sense, I will fucking never. You know what I'm saying? Just to do some shit like this, bruh. No, you gotta go, bruh. This thing's gonna take your life, and it's within its right to do so, bruh. Like, come on now.
Really, through it. And despite the memes, humanity has done more to pandas than for them. Also, there's the fact that most bears want nothing to do with you. Literally, one of the best ways to avoid a bear is to actually make noise to give the bear a chance to avoid you. Most bear brutalities come from a bear getting jump scared and making a decision. Also, there's bear spray, but bear spray is a lot like a seatbelt. You don't get into a car expecting to do a barrel roll down I-80, but the same way the seatbelt makes the worst case better, so does bear spray. In fact, you'll probably never use it. Moral of the story?
Still hold that shit.
Yeah, honestly, the bear wouldn't even choose us. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you rock with the Merc rating thing, I actually have an entire book on the concept. 100 animals that can, you can read the title. And again, each animal has a rating based on my personal bias. And because today's my birthday, the book will be 52% off on Amazon. If you're interested,
since
the
when
link
this
will be
came
in the
out, it's been a couple
description.
days. So happy late birthday,
Drink
fam.
water, cherish your parents. Remember, if it's white like a beluga, it's the last time we'll talk to you. And I will see y'all.
That's creepy.
In the next one.
I think I seen this video. Nah. That nigga got pizza. That's how you save your life. Yo, hey, that was informative. We watched that informative here too. Yeah, nah, bro. I just ain't fucking with the bears, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know, I feel like this video might have been inspired by the man versus bear type deal, the question that's been asked to women type shit. But like either way, like I ain't fucking with it, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your casualty rating is. I'ma just go ahead and leave you alone because you're a fucking bear. That's my take. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media, and I'll catch y'all next one, fam. Peace.